Welcome to the Black Men Think podcast. If this is your first time here, know that the views and opinions expressed by the Black Men Think podcast are those of the Black Men Think podcast and not the individual members. With that being said, we're about to be unapologetically, undeniably black. Enjoy.
Da-da-dum, da-dum. Ooh, da-da-dum, da-dum. Ooh, da-da-dum, da-dum.
This how we about to come into every episode, bro. Give him the vote.
The very first time
I'll keep the
that I
background.
saw your brown eyes, when you said hello and I said hi, I knew right there you were the one. But I was caught up in physical attraction, but to my satisfaction, maybe you more than just a friend. And if I ever fall in love again, I will be sure that the lady just a friend. If I ever fall in love so true, I will be sure that the lady just like you. Oh, yeah, yeah.
Hey, bro, you took that
Baby,
one out.
yeah, baby, yeah, mine. Says next time you'll be my friend.
Well, tone deaf
Oh,
person.
yeah. To deserve you. I promise I'll never. Confidence starting to wither away, dude.
Just dwindled.
Oh man, hey, welcome to the Black Man Think
man.
podcast.
We're gonna come out with an album.
Yeah. That y'all got a.
Yeah.
We working on our Christmas album, you know, and we wanted to start off with that.
Indeed.
Corey with the amazing vocals.
Oh, we were recording.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got all of that.
Hey, turn on my vocals, man. What Andre
That's
said.
that's your debut right there,
That's
bro.
your debut. You want me to turn you up a little bit?
Yeah. Can't afford not to record, man.
There you go, bro. You
All
can-
right, now grab the flute. Record that flute out.
Look, man, we can get into all of that, and you know, I think that's a perfect conversation as well, though, because perception is everything, bro. Like we have, and for y'all that don't know, what we're talking about Andre 3000.
3 Stacks must be some
3
crack.
Stacks is dropping the album. So by the time y'all listen to this, y'all should be able to listen to the album as well. But the think pieces that have come just off of a press release, and it's amazing too, because like I read something that really sparked, you know, caught my attention, and the guy was like, "Let's keep it a buck. Y'all really don't want to see y'all artists like progress. Y'all want them to talk about the same stuff they've been talking about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like y'all don't want to see them move to a different level in life. You just want what they used to, what you fell in love with." And I was just like, man, I thought about that. I was just like, I kind of feel what he's saying though,
100%.
because it's, you know, every artist have the right to grow, and of course everybody gonna say we try to make excuses for 3000, because yeah, I want to hear some bars too.
Yeah.
I mean, of all people though, are we surprised? Are we surprised?
Not at all, bro.
Like it'd be different, bro, if like Kendrick drop a flute album.
Yeah,
You know, Eminem or something.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
It's
That's
3
true.
Stacks, man. Like this is Mr. The next time you see me will not be like the last time.
Yeah,
You know, and it's been that way from jump, man. And I mean, we all here. The respect for 3000 is profound. It's beyond words at this point. You know, especially for those from Georgia, from ATL. You know, from the South. You know, that's my favorite artist all time, and nobody can debate me.
Yeah,
and if you want to
1000%.
debate me, I'm gonna take you out. Like,
yeah.
like
sure.
all time. You know, number one on my rap list. Period. Like, you know, granted, we can name all the greats. That's just my personal number one. So at the end of the day, like, yeah, I want to hear bars, but I want to hear this album too.
I think it's because it's a flute. Maybe that's what it is. If it was a saxophone,
Yeah.
playing the piano,
Yeah.
it's a flute. That's what it is. But I mean, I'm still curious to hear it.
Yeah.
I'm curious to hear somebody bumping it down and going down the street. Summertime with the windows down.
Riding that thing, boy.
Them 12 bumping in the back.
12 bumping. But it says it's no bass, very little, like, it's just wind.
Yeah. He got the woodwinds going. I wonder what he gonna give us though. Like, is it just gonna be like solo flute?
I have no idea because I haven't heard it, but I have read from some people who I believe to be fairly credible, say that they know some people that worked on it, and it's a jazz album.
Okay, so
Like
that's what
it-
I was gonna say.
Yeah, that's what I was going to
that's
ask.
his
Like,
vibe.
what would it be classified?
Yeah, it's a
as?
jazz album. Like it's jazz. You're gonna hear, of course, the flute, but pianos, and an array of instruments. But I don't, it's just no 808. You know what I mean? So I would assume you're gonna hear drums, but it's live instrumentation. You know
Basically,
what
it's
I'm saying?
gonna be these are a few of my favorite things from Idlewild.
There
type
you go.
Of, type
Boom.
of vibe.
There you go. Yeah.
And that's always been his little niche, niche, however you say it. It's that's the space that he's in, but he's probably low key been teasing it, performing, going and just perfecting his craft.
Yeah.
He's that type. Whereas like, I'm bored with rap right now.
Mm-hmm.
I love this flute. It's giving me peace, and I'm going around the world and it's giving people joy. This is the space I'm in. I'm gonna perfect my craft here, and then I'm gonna show it to the world.
Yeah.
And then I'm out for the next 10 years.
Boom. I mean, when you really think about it, though, right? Like, if you start at Love Below. Love Below is a jazz album for the most part. I mean, there's singing, there's rapping on it. I mean, what he rapped 3 times on the whole album, I believe.
Dang, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, it was 3 times. Like he rapped on Spread.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he rapped on Spread.
Yeah, I didn't even think about
He
that.
rapped on Happy Valentine's Day.
I got a summer for the crowds out. No, wait, that wasn't even.
Yeah, he rapped on Spread, Happy Valentine's Day, and then the Life of Benjamin Andre, the last song.
I
He
didn't
only
even catch
rapped
that.
3 times.
That's how good the album was.
That's
I
how
didn't
good album.
realize that.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like when you think about it like that, bro. This dude has wrote arguably one of the best love songs ever with Prototype, right? And so, yes, we want to hear that, and it's kind of it's twofold for me. Number one, I can appreciate him letting us know out the gate, like, bro, ain't no words on his album.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, hey, get that out of y'all head. This is what this is, and so y'all can enjoy it for this, as opposed to us like waiting around for a week, even though we're still waiting to hear what it's going to be.
Yeah.
But waiting and anticipating words and not getting words and then being frustrated and mad at that.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's,
So
that's a good point. Man.
I'm happy that he went ahead and just said like, no, bro.
Don't
like,
even
yeah.
set the expectation.
Yeah, like I wanted to make a rap album. He put it in the album, the song titles. I want to make a rap album, but this was literally what the wind blew me or something like that.
So what is released this Friday?
Yeah,
So,
17.
So 12 a.m. or
Yeah.
That's when they release, yeah.
And his message really, I think, to the IP offices, intellectual property, for those that don't know what the term IP, but I think it's to everybody, really. It's like, so I have this trademark thing that I need to solve for. According to the trademark people, in order to retain control of your trademarks, you have to actively use them. The trademark office also has deadlines and lots of rules to defend your IP, quote, in parentheses, intellectual property. So here are a few things that I hope you and the good people at the trademark office will enjoy.
Yeah.
-3.
So to me, that sounds like Andre 3000 probably was possibly coming up for grabs.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like you haven't put anything out up under the moniker in, a certain period of time. So I don't know what the trademark law is, you know what I mean? But according to this, let's just give it 20 years. Like something needs to be up under there in 20 years. And, so.
What's the, and I don't know this now that we're talking about it. Where did the 3,000 come from? Is it just something he?
Bro, I have
Have
no
you
idea.
ever explained that?
I have no idea. I mean, of course, we know Andre. I don't know.
Benjamin. I don't know either.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll never know.
It'd be something he'll have to put in his book or in his memoir or something.
You know, listen to the interview and shout out to Rodney Carmichael. Y'all should definitely check out the NPR interview that they did. It was a great conversation. But he mentioned that he's working on clothes too.
Okay.
And he just said coming soon.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. You know, will we ever see that? But there's something else in the mix, you know, that's coming out. So we'll see.
I think it's funny how people like, you know, when it went viral that he was out playing the flute around the world, just in randomly show up, you're in Bangkok somewhere and then 3 Stacks just walking down the street playing the flute for people and they smile and some know who he is, some don't. It's like everybody tried to relate to him like, yo, man, he out here looking homeless. And I'm like, no, look at his threads, bro. That man ain't looking homeless.
He's free.
He looked like a rich man out there that's enjoying himself because
enjoying
the
his
threads was always like top tier.
Yeah, I mean, one of my partners texted me back. He was like, man, that's a free man. And I was just like, man, that's a powerful statement because, you know, he's an artist at the end of the day, right? But there are no boundaries at what he wants to do. So I can walk around and, I mean, we all have seen it, bro. Anybody who gets to a certain tier, they have a few things in common. Like if you look at Dr. Dre, pretty much every time you see him, he's gonna have on like a black shirt, black pants, white shoes. Right? Now, if you ever notice, if you start looking around like at 3 Stacks, he usually wear like the same 1 or 2 outfits. I don't know if y'all ever peep. Like if you just look. Overalls, maybe probably some J's.
Overcoat.
But like he got into that space of where it looks like, bro, like I keep seeing you, but you look the same every time I see you. Even if you look at like somebody from like a Steve Jobs, trademark, you know, what do you call it? Turtleneck. Every time you saw Steve Jobs, he was in a turtleneck. And you know, you just start to put these pieces together, but we don't attach it to everybody. But we see our people sometimes and we look at it like, bro, like is something going on with you, like you dealing with something. But if you look at the business people, it's no different than you wearing your black suit every day, right? If you're a lawyer and you wear a black suit every day, nobody will ever question your wardrobe. They're just like, oh, he got on a suit. You won't even ask if he's wearing the same suit every day. You won't even think about if he's wearing anything different from that. It's just like, yeah. But with us, it's like, oh, something must be going on. He mentioned something in that interview too, bro, about just he was going to these different places and he was just like playing the flute for people, just like for expression. And he started to notice it was just like it became like a Where's Waldo type thing because he'll just be somewhere playing and people would just like, you know, want to take pictures. And he was just like, man, it kind of got weird to the point to where it was just like, oh, maybe I should just put this out so people can hear what's in my head type thing, as opposed to me just going out freely playing and people, you know, people are attaching themselves to the story, but it's not really that. He's just like no different than if we see somebody after a Falcons game or something, they're playing instruments outside. They're just like, you know, hey, I'm having a good time. Yeah. And that's what he was saying that he was trying to do, but people were looking at it completely different. It was just like, yo, that's 3 Stacks. Can I get a picture or shoot a video? And it's just like, bro, I'm really just out here just like.
Bro, he's just living, man.
Living, exactly.
And he's living, you said free earlier, like, you know, you think about somebody who has probably had access to it all, has seen it all, done it all, has been beyond successful. I mean, my man out here playing a flute in the streets and equipment I just went 3 times diamond. Like, come on, bro. Like, it's still, the train hasn't slowed down just because they haven't released music. You know, Outkast, the most dominant, most successful duo I think that we've probably ever seen.
Yeah.
You know, for someone like that to simplify his clothing, simplify life, single man, got kids, you know, it's literally him. And this is a message, like, for me, I feel like people, you talked about the guy from Apple, remind me his name because
Steve
I
Jobs.
started thinking about. Thank you, Steve Jobs. I started thinking about Zuckerberg when you said that. And I was like, Zuckerberg is always in a white tee and jeans.
Still, yeah.
And it's just like, to me, it just says like I've attained at a level where I don't need anything else.
Need anything else?
It's everything almost. It's almost like reverse. Like it became more simple as it got more complex.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean, honestly, with the clothing too, bro. I've been giving that a lot of thought because most people use clothing as a way to express themselves at the end of the day, right? But I was starting to think, I was like, man, you know how much decision making go into like putting on clothes? Like your thought, like we even from a kid, right? First day of school, we don't lay the outfit out the day before. Like we thought about it. We gave real thought about what we're gonna put on the next day, matching everything up and all of this. And I was just like, man, you know, as we get older, and not saying that, you know, we don't want to look a certain way, but it's just excuse me. It was just like, imagine not having to think about those type of things. We're just like, imagine not even worrying about what I'm gonna eat today. Like I understand systems that are in place for a reason. Like when people do meal prep. I hate that because I'm like variety in that, but when you think about actually meal prepping and making food and setting things aside, and it's just like, yo, Monday through Friday, I already know what I'm eating. It's just like one decision that's not, we make thousands of decisions a day. And just to think about, like, I ain't got to worry about what I'm wearing. I don't have to worry about what I'm eating. Like, I think that, you know, I think there's something in that.
It's just like grabbing them slides by the garage, man. Like, while I'm doing all this, I'm about to slip on these sweatpants and these slides and be on my way.
And be on your way. Like, it's, when you start, I don't know. I mean, it might be a part of getting older too, but it's just like, bro, sometimes I don't be wanting to think. You know what I mean?
Man, listen, that's probably me every week and a half, bro. Like I hit a point where I'm like, I need to turn it off. Because I mean, everything in life that I do it has to be calculated because it's usually for other people. So, you know, you talk about clothing, the amount of effort, you made me think about like the fact that I have to sit there and lay out outfits for 4 children throughout the week so that it gives me less to do later in the week. So, you know, some days I'll go upstairs and for one, their clothes are just
An abundance of clothing.
just all over, man. Like, and so when you go in a drawer, there's no match. It's not like my drawer, you know. It's just like I got to dig for one outfit to match, and it's just like, man. So by the time if I ever get my hands on like 2 or 3 at a time, I'm laying them out. I'm like, that's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at school for you. Handle that, you know. And then I got to go think about what I'm wearing, because let's be just realistic. Like I live in a, you know, in a scenario where it might not matter to me, but it matters to someone else. So I have to present myself a certain way.
Right.
Based on the role, based on the expectation, all of us, you know, that's just kind of how we operate. And some days I don't even feel like it, but I'm like, man, I got to go through the effort. Let me go iron it. Let me go, you know, do so-and-so. And then if I hadn't done laundry, it's like, all right, let me figure something else out. You know, and some days, bro, I just want to check out. I want to be at the all-inclusive, even though I can't make it to the all-inclusive.
Right. Yeah. No, man, that's...
Or be at the crib, flop some
I
socks,
think
though.
it has a lot to do with getting older, man. It's just like, you know, gotta feel like you gotta be on the scene and do all this and do that. And it's just like, nah, like, you know, give me my drink and I'll be at the crib chilling fine. I don't have to be out.
So you a single man.
Right.
What kind of effort do you put out, like, into, like, when you step out? Like, what does that look like?
It just depends, man. Sometimes I'll be like, man, you know, I'm gonna go to the store. I'm gonna, you know, just kind of, you know, dress up a little bit. You never know who you might run into.
Put an extra layer of cologne on. Like
Yeah,
spray the back
exactly.
of the neck with the cologne.
Yeah, but man, it's just like sometimes you just be like, man, you know what? Forget it. Come as you are.
Yeah.
Like I say, grab them slides by the door.
Right.
Like while I'm doing all that, you know, I'm just going in and out anyway.
Here's the question, though. When do you have more success, like, getting a lady's attention? When you put effort in, or when you, like, chill?
I mean, it hit or miss, man, because sometimes you can just be laid back and, you know, stuff will fall in your lap.
Pull up on the right one.
It just depends, man. And it's just like, as long as you got that charm, man, that's all that matters, man.
He said they fall in their lap. But we gonna move on to the next. I heard it. I mean, I ain't want to repeat it, but you know,
I heard it.
That's
I
what
was
he
like,
said.
hey, you know.
All right, then. All right.
But
Amen.
but yeah, I mean, not it. Like I said, it depends on the occasion or where I'm going to. If I'm just going to the grocery store, man,
Yeah.
For one, if I'm going to the store, I'm not gonna be in there long anyway. I'm in and out, man. I don't need to go down every aisle. My list is in my head. It's a few items I'm in and out. Yeah,
I got you. No, it's that decision making though, bro. Like I've what I've learned about myself is I have a hard time shutting my brain off. Like I'm learning this about myself, where it's just like I'm thinking all the time, and I'm just like, bro. Like one day I was just like, yo, it's like 12 a.m. And I'm just like, bro, go to bed.
yeah.
But it's like
I was gonna say it probably affecting your sleeping too.
yeah.
But something on my mind, I can't. It mess with
my
sleep.
mind is just like, yo, and it can be thinking about what I got to do or what I need to get done, or thinking about ideas. It's just like man, like this is. I don't know what it feels like to just have emptiness in my head, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like I don't know what that feels like to just.
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Like have no thoughts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that may sound like extreme, but like, bro, I don't know what it feels like to just say, wake up and like I don't have a checklist. I'm just like, you know what I mean? And usually I don't get that until probably vacation. Mm-hmm. But even with vacation, you're still thinking about
you don't
things.
Get that on the golf course?
That's what I was just about to ask.
Yes.
Okay.
I do get it on the golf course, and I've known because like the past couple of months, I haven't been able to go out as much as I want. Like normally I'll probably play golf like 3 times a week. And lately it's probably been reduced down to like 1, just because like business been busy and just like life is like we got a lot of things going on and just I haven't made the time. I want to put it out there because it's not like wifey like she say go, but it's just me, just like, man, we had a long day, things going on, like wife in there cleaning. I'm like, probably ain't the best time to go play golf, bro.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like a part of that too. But this week, in these past couple of weeks, I've been like making the effort to go back out and play. I was just like, oh, okay, I forgot what this does for me. This gives me an opportunity to like not think. Turn it off. Turn it off. And so I was like, okay, I gotta make that effort to get back, because I've noticed it. It's just like, yo, when I was playing 3 to 5 times a week, which is a lot, don't get me wrong, like that's a lot of golf. But I was just like, yo, I felt like I was in a better space because I had a time to like decompress.
Yeah.
Because like we spoke about this before on the podcast, but like, bro, when you're working remotely, that decompression time, it doesn't happen anymore.
No. It used to happen in the car.
It happened in the
car. Office to the house.
Absolutely, absolutely.
You work longer too.
Yeah,
you really do.
You do, but also, bro, we got to get in the mindset of saying like, you know what?
Trying to shut down.
Trying to shut down because we feel like, because it's amazing what remote work does to the brain, and I think it's a genius move by like the employers, because what it does is, I'm at home, I'm relaxed. Oh, sure, I can turn on my computer at 9:30 and do something. Because I don't feel pressed. I ain't got to go to the office. So you start feeling like more relaxed. But then you start really looking at it. It's like, bro, why am I up here working at something at 11:30 at night?
Facts.
Like, what am I doing? Yep. You know what I'm saying? And so you really have to treat your remote work just like you were going in the office.
That's real.
Now, I know some people go as far as like dressing up and all of that. I ain't at that point. Yeah, no. But I understand the concept of like getting up, putting on clothes, going sitting down at your desk, and at 5 o'clock, cutting off your computer, going upstairs, taking off your old clothes and put on something else, and get in that mindset. Like I understand the concept. I'm not there yet, but we got to do better, bro. We shouldn't be on the computer at 9:30 doing work for somebody when we wouldn't be doing that if we was in the office.
Very true. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, just because we got the access, we're doing it. We shouldn't be doing that.
That's something to think about, man. So one thing I wanted to mention, Corey sent out the link the other day to the Outcast suite. You like the orchestra, like the orchestral. You remember what we were talking about, where like this orchestra was playing like the Outcast songs, and then it was like, you didn't see that?
Did I miss that? What, you put that in the group chat?
You didn't see
he
that,
said
bro?
he sent it before.
Bro, it's amazing, bro.
Yeah, it's
I probably
nice, man.
missed that. I don't, man. Like, bro, it's been busy. I probably just missed it. If it was in like WhatsApp.
Nah, I think he sent
Group
it
chat?
in the
Yeah,
in the,
group
in the
chat.
text chat, but it was like basically this
missed
this
that.
orchestra basically did what we've seen done with Jeezy, with Ti,
Yeah, yeah.
with Ross, but without Outkast. Like, and it was just music. Bro, it was incredible, man.
Yeah, they were nice, man.
And I was sitting here like, man, who else needs one of these? Because I'm pulling up like I would love to sit in. For one, I'm a music guy. Like I used to. I love classical music. You know, I used to sing opera and all that kind of stuff. It's called like New Deco Ensemble, and I think this dude has like covered. I guess he's a composer slash conductor, but he's covered like
Seen Dr. Dre.
Dre. He did Daft Punk.
Oh, okay.
It's dope. He like turned some of their hits into this orchestral piece and just makes it big music. So
I know a good one, the Fugees.
oh, that would be crazy.
That would be good. Yeah, that would be good.
The Fugees would be crazy.
Yeah, Fugees. I mean, of course, Outkast. I would love to see Outkast do something like that.
Like who needs that classical suite?
See, I'm trying to think of like when Jeezy and Rick Ross did it. I thought that was perfect because you would have never thought of that, right? Like with Nas, I heard about the Nas thing. I think Chris actually
You can
went,
kind of see that.
but I can see that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like even with Ti, that's dope. I love the idea of that. You know what? I'm just looking at. I mean, outside of Outkast, because I know their stuff is like very musical. I would love to see Dr. Dre maybe they've done 2001, but like I think that would be dope just because it's a
Like
very
whole album?
yeah.
So we talking about more so like older artists, like or
I mean
anybody?
Kendrick
Yes, I was
would
gonna say
easily
Kendrick,
yeah,
yeah.
that's easy.
Kendrick's a no-brainer.
Yeah,
Even maybe J. Cole too.
yeah, I can see
I
that.
can see Cole.
I can see Cole. Yeah, but like To Pimp a Butterfly done.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Orchestra-wise,
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
that would be insane.
That'd be crazy. Yeah.
And it's easier to do artists that are like cinematic in in their sound. Like you feel like you're listening to a movie when you hear their albums. You know, I feel like Janelle has that feel. I mean, I remember even her first few albums felt like just a pure masterpiece. The Arcandroid is what it was. Yeah, that was
I got the artist and the album that I would love to see this done for.
what's up.
Busta Rhymes, The Big Bang.
You know,
Bruh.
I would have said now Busta for sure.
Yeah. Just because I know he'll be able to kill the performance aspect of it too.
He would. Busta's special, man.
Yeah.
Missy
Missy
would be
dope.
incredible.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I like that. So, I mean, just kind of pivoting from that, we had some other things that I wanted to kind of like bring up, right? We are heading into the holidays,
Okay.
right? Now, I know for some people, the holidays may be rough for some people. So I want to preface this by saying if this is a rough time for you, completely understand. But holidays traditionally are about family.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was having a conversation with someone who I won't put their name out there, but they don't have the best relationship with family.
Like none of them.
They kind of like, they have like a loner type mentality.
Okay.
Right.
So when you say family, are you saying like do they have
Like-
siblings, parents, or are you talking
All
about
of
like
that.
cousins?
All of that.
Okay, gotcha.
All of that. They don't rock with their family. I don't have any background, so I don't know if there's a reason why they don't rock with their family,
Yeah.
but they just don't rock with family like that. They're kind of like they're a loner. Like really,
So
I mean,
no, they don't have any. This person is a he, she.
I prefer not to say.
Okay.
prefer
So
that.
he or she doesn't have any kids.
No kids.
Okay,
no
okay,
kids.
okay.
Yeah, no kids.
Spouse.
No spouse.
Okay.
Solo
Like
dolo.
the definition of solo dolo.
Okay.
Excuse me. They have friends. They hang with friends. All of that, but they don't rock with family.
So friends are family.
To them,
Okay.
friends are family still.
Gotcha.
And so it got me to thinking, like, because for me that doesn't exist in my world.
Yeah.
Right. holidays are for me are like the one time where I make family a priority. If I do, like I think it was probably like early in me and my wife's marriage where I was just like, Thanksgiving, Christmas, like, either I'm going to hang with my family or we're going to hang with your family. Like, and at one point in time, I think she wanted us to just like do something solo.
Yeah.
Which I was cool with, but I was just like, like, I rock with my family. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really want to be around because I don't see them as much as like we used to see. You know how it is.
Right.
Like we got our own lives up here, kids and all that. And so when this person was telling me this, I didn't understand it at all. I was just like you don't want to see nobody? Like and mind you, this person, it's not like they've lost anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like they got mom, dad, siblings.
Yeah.
And grandparents. And I was just like, it was just honestly very transparent. Like, it was weird to hear that they did not want to spend any time with family during the holidays.
So let me.
Go ahead.
So let me ask you this: do they spend time with family throughout the rest of the year?
I don't have a definitive answer to that because I don't know for sure. It doesn't seem like it to me.
Okay. Yeah.
But I don't know
question,
that.
though,
I don't know that for sure.
Because I was going to say, and I was going to preface this by saying, like, to this person, whoever they are, if they're listening, like, I say this in no judgment. Like, at the end of the day, I'm not saying this from a place where I'm looking down on your choice, because that's your choice, and that's your comfort level, and you have the right to make that decision. But even just hearing it, it seems like there's some trauma there.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first thing I thought about. I was just like, okay.
And who knows, like, how and what that is, because it can be anything.
It can be anything.
It can be the simplest thing that, like, sets something off, or it can be something, like, deeply wrong that took place at a point in life, and anything in between. Like, lately, I've really been paying attention not only to myself, but to the people around me. And actually, what's so ironic is I just went through this intense trauma-informed training, but it makes you aware, like, how many things, experiences, moments in your past have affected you,
Right.
in negative ways. And a lot of them are attached to whether or not those things that stick out in your memory, either that or are those things you've buried.
Yeah.
And this person sounds like something about their family has created a traumatic experience where they're good. Like they don't need that again,
Yeah.
So that's
that. I mean, honestly, that's what I was thinking too, bro. But the conversation felt like, yo, I'm just letting you know this, but I ain't ready to talk about this. And so I was just like, all right, cool.
I can hear
You know what I mean? Like it was one of those things. But speaking of the trauma element, like me and wifey, we were having a conversation. It was like last week, and it was a disciplinary conversation about the kids. And to be transparent, and she might not even want me to share this, but I'm gonna share it anyway. But I had a problem with how she was disciplining the kids. And so I presented it to her. I was just like, yo, like, I don't think that's working. Right. And, I was trying to be very gentle in how I was saying it because, you never want to come off as like, because we all adults. And so you don't want to come off as like trying to tell somebody else how to parent or anything like that. But I was just like, yo, I think we got to be careful with our kids because we can't do what our parents did. You know what I mean? Because it ain't working. Like if what you're doing and they're still doing that, it ain't working. You know what I'm saying? And so I was just like, having a conversation. I was just like, and I was talking about with Jade. I was like, I've really been observing Jade, and she's like super expressive. Like she is a very creative person, and she likes to let that show in. She likes to, like, Jade will go in and just like go in the closet and just put some on. Like I'm gonna put on a dress, I'm gonna put on this. And so it started because like she just wanted to wear like a dress to bed. But she wanted to like dress up for bed. And it was just like, no, we got pajamas. It really wasn't a big deal, but I was just like, like, let's really break it down. Do we want our daughter to be attached to you're upset with her because you just want her to put on some pajamas? Or is this one of these ones we'll just let it slide? Because it ain't, like, in the grand scheme of things, it really wasn't that big of a deal. But we got to start looking at things from our kids' perspective. Because,
that's real.
like, bro, we might think that it's something so small, but we're just telling the kid, like, get ready for bed, put on your pajamas. And I wrote something on Twitter because it hit me. I was just like, yo, bro, before we, I forgot what my tweet said. No, it was something along the lines like, before we do any discipline, we need to ask why.
I need to understand.
Just ask your kid why. Before you do anything, just ask why. Like, why are you doing this? And we'll be surprised if they answer. Because I guarantee you, bro, they have an answer, number one. And 9 times out of 10, it's absolutely nothing to do with what you're thinking.
You know what's so interesting about that? Like, I have one of my children, my third child, my youngest daughter, she is, I'll say she's unique in the home because she's probably the most emotional person in the home. Now, that emotion can come out in a, way that seems normal, or it can come out in a way that seems like over the top, doing too much. Yo, you don't know when to stop. I'm losing my brain because you're still over there screaming and crying. But she's just emotional. And the older she gets, the more I start seeing a tinge of maybe wrong decisions that I made in years before and how to relate to her. And now I can tell she feels unsafe to show her real emotion because of the times that I probably overreacted to her emotions. So now when I'm not overreacting or when I'm just saying something normal, she can kind of like shell up, and I'm like, and I'm already seeing the trauma from bad decisions that I made as a parent just because I couldn't relate to what she was really trying to do, thinking she was doing too much, acting out, blah, blah, blah. But now I'm trying to overcorrect because I'm like, dang, I done missed the mark somewhere. And she's crying, and even though her like doing, because that's not how I'm wired. Like I'm not her. I'm not like her. No. So I'm just like, it's not that deep. It's not that, what I'm saying? I'm like, what are you even crying? Like
Exactly.
Like, this doesn't even make sense to cry over. And that's how I communicate, out of frustration. But what I'm realizing is when I do that, I might be making the environment less safe for her. And so I'm trying to figure out how to step outside of my comfort zone to make room for hers. It is, let me just say, it's a work in progress, bro. And it's tough.
Yeah.
Bro,
it's tough, man.
You just cut me just then with that, because that's Noelle for me.
Okay.
Noelle is the emotional person in the house. Like, bro, when I tell you she's crying.
All right, bro.
All day.
Yep.
All day. Like, I mean, and like you say, it can be for, I don't want to put on my shoes. I'm like, fam, what are we talking about? We're about to leave the house. Like, we are waiting on her. And a lot of this might be because she's the youngest. It could be all of these things. Pandemic baby. It could be all of these different things. But one day, I caught her. She was having one of her moments. And I just walked up to her, and she did this. And I was just like, it messed me up.
I'm trying to tell you, bro.
It messed me up because I'm like, oh, she's like terrified of me.
Yeah.
And I was just walking toward her, like trying to get her attention, but she legit flinched and was on some like, I'm terrified.
Yeah.
And I was just like, bro, what the hell's going on? You know what I mean? And because like I've given both of my girls like pops before. Like I try not to, but like I've popped them before. It is what, you know what I'm saying? But I've come to realize it's just not the right thing to do, bro. It's just, most of the time you're popping your kids out of frustration because they're not doing what you want them to do. And when you can like take the time back to just like really think about it, What is it that you want your kid to do? Like, really, right? If you think back on the last time that you gave your child a pop or you were trying to do some type of disciplinary action, what is it that you were trying to get your kid to do? You were probably trying to get them to like hurry up and do something. It was all about convenience for who? For you. Not one time did you think about your child. You didn't think about their convenience at all. And I know this sounds crazy because like we old school.
Yeah.
We got,
We got raised old school.
We got raised old school, all of that, bro. Right? But like when you really think about it, bro, it's just like your kid legit probably just wanting to spend like an extra 10 minutes of playing. Like extra 10 minutes of playing.
It's simple to them.
It's so simple to them. Like we make it super complex, overly complicate everything. Like we're trying to tell them, like, oh no, you need to do this, and this so we can go. Hey dad, can we just play for 5 more minutes? Like just think when you really look at it like that, like, yo, we're in a rush to go and do something. And she just trying to get you to slow down and just like spend time with me for 5 minutes. And when you start looking at it like that, bro, you can almost bring yourself into tears because it's just like, why am I learning so much from a 4-year-old? Yeah. You know what I mean? Dang, but that's what it is. Like, and it happens so much because like we realize like, bro, our lives are so busy for no damn reason at all. Like we're so busy trying to get to the bag, get to this, get to that. And if you just spend time with like a 10 years and younger, all they're trying to do is just like spend time with you. They're trying to slow you down and live in the moment. And you don't get it because we're so busy trying to hit all these goals. We're trying to hit these goals like we at work or something. Like, hey, dad, just slow down. Like, we in here, we having a dance party. Like, just come in here and do the dance party.
Yeah, dance with us.
Come and dance. I know you've been doing all this. Like, all right, hey, come and dance, dad. And we just like, we did it. We've been doing it like the past couple of days. I even caught my wife like she was doing it. I was just like, oh, this is what it's about. They gonna remember that more than you going to work.
100%.
They don't care about work. Yeah. They were just like, bro, dad, like do that dance again. Yeah. That's what Jade said the day when I walked in. She was like, hey, dad, do that dance again.
Do the dance. Let's see what the dance is.
It was like a little.
Oh, you was talking?
No, it was a little.
Yeah, you was talking.
Okay, I'm sorry.
All right, yeah.
Don't worry about it. Do it. Just do it.
Yeah, do it for them. Do it for them. Yeah.
That fat back of that sticker, boy, man. Hit that hookah before he got on.
Oh man, you crazy. But look, man, that was I think that's perfect.
Hey, I take all this in, man. Y'all, you season out here, man, with kids and stuff.
But what's so funny,
gyms, man. No, but I mean, I can see that, like, for real.
Yeah,
you hear people all the time saying, man, you can learn a lot from a child. Just take the time to listen and understand from their point of view.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. Trauma, man. That's my new space, even for myself. Like I'm in a space right now where, and I'll say my wife and I, like we're both actively diving into our trauma,
right?
Because it has, I believe, shaped us in ways that we don't even realize, and upon realizing like I have it, it's my responsibility to address it, and like discover and dive deep and figure out like, okay. And it takes courage, because you got to, at some point, probably go back into something that you either shut out or you didn't feel comfortable facing at the moment, Yeah. So I encourage everybody, man, all of our thinkers out there, our listeners, man, if this conversation resonated in a space, then pause for a moment to, like, acknowledge it. Mm-hmm. That's just between you and you. Or if you're spiritual, you and God, or you and whatever, acknowledge it. Like, it's okay. You're not alone. Acknowledge that you have trauma. And then allow yourself to, and you may need somebody to do it with you, and I encourage therapy. I encourage counselors. I encourage having peers who you trust, people, a trusted environment. Or if you just need some time on your own, whatever that looks like for you, dive in. Like, think about it, allow it to become real again to you, and then confront it and figure out how it's affected who you are today. You may see things that make you uncomfortable. You may see things that, as a result of that trauma, that you don't like about your reality or yourself. But find out what the root of the trauma is. Don't be afraid of it. Take a look at it. Figure out what you need to do to overcome it, because you're stronger, you're bigger than the result of the trauma. And take some time and deal with it, and then find that life without that trauma, because that's freedom.
Yeah.
Just like my man 3000 got right now, walking around with the flute, giving joy to people. That's freedom.
That's real, bro.
And
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say another thing too, man. It's just like, and this is something that, like, I've been working on over the years. It's like, people, you never know what people going through, man. And it's just like, you see somebody, everything might look okay from the outside, but inside, man, they might just be going through, man. And it's just like, just be nice to people.
That's real,
because, man, it's
real,
just like
real.
That person might just be on the edge, man, and you might just be the light that they need at the time. And it's just like, just be nice to people, because it's a lot of rude people out here, and you see people doing people wrong. I'm like, man, you just don't know what somebody going through.
Yeah,
man, you're right,
real,
bro.
That's so real. That's so real. So look, I mean, this is a great conversation tonight, fellas. Like, great conversation. If y'all want more of these, make sure y'all join our Patreon family. We're about to go to Patreon right now and continue this conversation, because I think there's more to talk about. But look, as always, make sure y'all like, subscribe, rate, review, do all of that. Follow us everywhere that y'all see us at, and we'll greatly appreciate it. Most importantly, though, look, I pulled up the tagline here, so I won't forget it. But look, Black Man Think Podcast, we're elevating our black men, because black men be out here thinking.
I love it.
We'll see y'all next week.
The Black Men Think